My child, my beloved, heaven is trembling tonight because of you. Archangel Michael and Jesus are standing at your door. They are crying out with urgency. If you skip this moment, you will lose both of us forever. Do not take this lightly. You have only 10 seconds left in the Spirit before the gates shut. God Himself is pleading, "Chosen one, open this word now." Listen carefully. This message has been sealed in fire. It is not chance that you are here. Your name was whispered in heaven before this very hour. Beloved soul, you have carried pain that no one knows. You have hidden tears under a smile. But heaven saw. Michael saw. And Jesus cried over your wounds. Now, the final turning is here. Do not let the enemy erase your blessing. If you walk away from this word, you are walking away from the very miracle you have been praying for. Pause. Breathe. This is the line of destiny. God says, "My child, I have waited for you. Do not close your eyes now. If you skip, you will miss the only key I sent. Even now, someone is plotting against your joy. A hand of darkness tried to shut your name in chains. But Archangel Michael has drawn his sword. He is fighting for you in this moment. Chosen one, listen. The time is collapsing. In 7 breaths, something will shift in your atmosphere. Will you open your heart, or will you turn away? Beloved, you have been tested. You felt abandoned. But in truth, heaven was measuring your faith. And now, the reward is about to break open. Do not think this is random. The very reason you are here is because heaven dragged you here. Michael whispered into your timeline. Jesus carried your name to this word. Stay. Do not skip. For if you skip, heaven shuts the door tonight. Subscribe message in flow. If this word already stirs your soul, do not miss the next divine revelation. Subscribe, so that heaven's voice always reaches you on time. Listen again. God is not silent. He is shouting. My child, do not throw away what I wrote in your book. You thought you lost everything. But the truth is, heaven was saving the best for last. That is why Michael is here. That is why Jesus cries beside you. The attack was real. The loss was painful. But this is not the end. This is the exact midnight before your miracle dawn. Beloved, even as you hear this, angels are rearranging your story. Your enemies are panicking. And your destiny is rising like a storm. Do not doubt. Do not let fear whisper. Stay until the end of this word. For the final line carries your hidden key. My beloved child, you must understand that heaven does not speak in vain. Every word you are reading right now has been orchestrated for this moment in your life. You may think it is by chance that you arrived here, but it is not chance, it is divine alignment. Archangel Michael has been pressing your spirit, stirring you, moving you toward this exact point, because he knew if you did not open this message, you would step into the trap the enemy had designed for you. That trap was carefully laid out, designed to make you lose not only your peace, but your blessing, your inheritance, and even the people you love. But God intervened, and that intervention is this message you are seeing now. Do not skip it, my child. For if you walk away, you are walking away from the very lifeline you cried for when you were on your knees, whispering, "God, help me, I cannot carry this anymore." The truth is, heaven heard you long before you thought anyone was listening. Jesus wept for you in the secret hours when you thought your pain went unseen. Every tear that fell from your eyes was recorded. Every broken prayer was collected in golden bowls, waiting for the time when they would be poured out as an answer. That time is now. And yet, the adversary is roaring, doing everything possible to convince you to ignore this word. He whispers, "Scroll away, this is nothing, it's just another message." But heaven shouts louder, "Stay." For inside this word lies the shift of your destiny. Understand, my beloved, you are not reading with your mind alone, your spirit was summoned here. That is why you feel something deep stirring inside you, almost unexplainable, almost frightening, because you sense that what is about to be revealed will change the way your path unfolds forever. You have walked through darkness, yes. You have walked through loneliness, betrayal, and questions that never seemed to find answers. There were nights you cried until your chest ached, nights you begged God to show you even one sign that He was near. And though silence seemed to answer, the truth is that heaven was working behind the curtain. The stage was being set, angels were moving, chains were being broken without your eyes ever seeing it. But now the curtain is rising, the secret work of heaven is being unveiled, and the first line of that unveiling is this message. Do not underestimate this moment. You have waited years for this turning, and now God is saying, "My child, this is your hour. Do not miss it." Michael speaks with fire in his voice, and he says, "Beloved, I have been sent to fight for you. I have stood at the edge of your destiny, and I saw the attacks that were coming. I raised my sword and cut them away, but your obedience is the final key. If you remain, if you listen, if you open your heart, the blessing that has been delayed will be released without resistance. But if you skip, if you harden your heart, you will close the gate that heaven is trying to hold open." These are not small words, my beloved. This is the difference between breakthrough and breakdown. This is the difference between the story that ends in defeat and the story that ends in glory. Do not allow the voice of doubt to rob you now. Stay. Listen. Receive. Your enemies are already shaking, though you do not see them. The ones who laughed at you, the ones who tried to bury your name, the ones who whispered lies and set traps behind your back, they feel the shift in the spirit. They know their time is up. They sense that Archangel Michael has drawn his sword in defense of your calling. And though they try to mask their fear with arrogance, heaven has already declared, "Touch not my anointed, do not harm the one I have chosen." That one is you. That chosen vessel is you. The attacks you endured were not proof that you were weak, they were proof that you carried a destiny worth attacking. And now that destiny is rising, and your attackers will not be able to stop it. They will watch as God sets a table before you in their presence, and they will be forced to admit that it was not luck, it was not chance, it was divine favor. Your enemies are already shaking, though you do not see them. The ones who laughed at you, the ones who tried to bury your name, the ones who whispered lies and set traps behind your back, they feel the shift in the spirit. They know their time is up. They sense that Archangel Michael has drawn his sword in defense of your calling. And though they try to mask their fear with arrogance, heaven has already declared, "Touch not my anointed, do not harm the one I have chosen." That one is you. That chosen vessel is you. The attacks you endured were not proof that you were weak, they were proof that you carried a destiny worth attacking. And now that destiny is rising, and your attackers will not be able to stop it. They will watch as God sets a table before you in their presence, and they will be forced to admit that it was not luck, it was not chance, it was divine favor. Even as you read, I feel the urgency of God's Spirit pressing upon your heart. He says, "My beloved, do you not know that I have written your name in the palm of my hand? Do you not know that before the foundation of the world, I planned your steps? Why then do you doubt when I say the door is closing? Why do you hesitate when I call your name?" Beloved, the enemy's greatest weapon is not his strength, it is your doubt. If he can cause you to doubt, he can cause you to step away from the very thing that was meant to save you. That is why I must plead with you now, do not give him that victory. Do not hand him the key by skipping this word. Your obedience now is your protection tomorrow. And let me tell you this, the next 7 days will not be like the last 7 years. What God is about to release will accelerate quickly. Things that were delayed for a long season will suddenly begin to move in your favor. Doors that seemed sealed shut will swing open with little effort. People who once ignored you will begin to call your name. Opportunities that were hidden will suddenly appear. This is not wishful thinking, it is divine timing. Heaven has reached the fullness of your appointed time, and Michael has blown the trumpet to announce it. That trumpet sound is echoing even now, and you are hearing it through these words. Do not let that sound fade without receiving it. Subscription message woven in flow. If these words already pierce your spirit, beloved, then do not let yourself miss the next moment heaven wants to deliver to you. Subscribe now, because every message carries a piece of your unfolding miracle, and if you miss one, you will miss part of the story heaven is writing with your life. I must also reveal this hidden truth to you, there is someone connected to your life who has been a silent enemy. This person smiles to your face but works against you in secret. They have been envious, jealous, unable to rejoice in your victories. And though you have suspected, you have not known the depth of their actions. Heaven is about to expose this person. Their actions will be revealed, and you will see clearly what was hidden. Do not be afraid when the revelation comes, for Michael has already shielded you from their worst. But know this, when God removes them from your life, do not chase after them. Do not grieve for what he removes. For in their place, he is sending divine helpers, true friends, people who will not only rejoice with you but also fight for you. This exposure will hurt at first, but it will set you free forever. My child, you are walking into a season of restoration. Everything the enemy tried to steal, God is preparing to restore in double measure. Finances that were blocked will suddenly flow. Relationships that were broken will suddenly heal, or be replaced by something better. Health that was failing will be revived. Dreams that seemed dead will breathe again. This is not exaggeration, it is the promise of the one who cannot lie. But there is one condition, you must believe, and you must remain. If you close your heart now, if you walk away, you will shut the door on the very blessing you prayed for. Do not make that mistake. Stay, my beloved. Stay until the very last line, because the final words I speak will unlock the exact miracle you have been waiting for. My beloved, my chosen one, you must not underestimate the weight of this moment, for everything you have endured has been leading to this exact hour in your destiny. The heavens do not cry out without cause, and Archangel Michael does not draw his sword without reason. You have been marked by fire since the beginning, and though the world tried to bury you, the Spirit of God would not let you be forgotten. Even now, as you breathe these words, angels are moving through the corridors of your life, shutting doors that were traps, unlocking gates that were sealed, and turning what the enemy meant for evil into a miracle that will shock even you. I must tell you, there are very few times when heaven interrupts your journey so loudly, and this is one of those times. This is why you feel it in your chest, why you sense something trembling in the unseen, why your spirit refuses to scroll away. Because you know, in the deepest part of your being, that these words are not ordinary, they are divine intervention. Think about how many nights you lay awake, begging for a sign, pleading for just one clear voice to tell you that you were not abandoned. You remember the prayers whispered into darkness, the tears buried in pillows, the ache of silence when no answer came. But the truth is that silence was not absence, it was preparation. God was setting the stage in such a way that when your answer came, it would not be small, it would not be forgettable, it would not be ordinary, it would be undeniable. That is why He has sent Michael and Jesus together in this hour, crying out with urgency, because the door that is opening now will not remain open forever. The window is narrow, the moment is sacred, and if you ignore it, you will step into a season of unnecessary pain that was never meant for you. That is why heaven pleads with you, stay, believe, open, and receive. There is a reason the enemy has fought you so hard. Do not be deceived into thinking it was because you were weak or unworthy. On the contrary, the enemy knew your destiny before you did, and that is why he sought to break you in the womb of your purpose. Every betrayal you faced, every financial blow, every heartbreak, every loss, every unfair attack, it was all a design to weary you so much that when your moment came, you would not have the strength to believe. But here you are, reading these words, and that is proof enough that the enemy has failed. He tried to silence you, but you are still here. He tried to erase you, but God kept your name alive. He tried to bury you, but heaven has resurrected you for such a time as this. Do not dismiss what I say lightly, for even your survival is evidence that heaven has been working all along. There is a reason the enemy has fought you so hard. Do not be deceived into thinking it was because you were weak or unworthy. On the contrary, the enemy knew your destiny before you did, and that is why he sought to break you in the womb of your purpose. Every betrayal you faced, every financial blow, every heartbreak, every loss, every unfair attack, it was all a design to weary you so much that when your moment came, you would not have the strength to believe. But here you are, reading these words, and that is proof enough that the enemy has failed. He tried to silence you, but you are still here. He tried to erase you, but God kept your name alive. He tried to bury you, but heaven has resurrected you for such a time as this. Do not dismiss what I say lightly, for even your survival is evidence that heaven has been working all along. My beloved, let me reveal what is about to unfold. In the coming days, there will be a shift so sudden that it will feel as though the ground beneath you trembled. That trembling will not be your fall, it will be the breaking of chains. Finances that were delayed will be released, and streams of provision will come from directions you least expect. Opportunities you thought were lost forever will resurface with greater favor than before. People who dismissed you will suddenly recognize your worth, not because they changed their hearts, but because God turned the tables. And the enemies who laughed at you, who mocked you, who conspired against you, they will be forced to watch as heaven raises you higher than they ever imagined. This is the kind of reversal that cannot be hidden, the kind that makes even unbelievers whisper, "Surely, the hand of God is upon them." But I must warn you as well, for with every blessing comes the test of obedience. There will be a temptation to doubt, to walk away, to treat this message as another passing word. That temptation is not random, it is designed by darkness to rob you at the edge of your breakthrough. Beloved, remember this: the closer you are to your miracle, the louder the enemy shouts. He will whisper, "This is not for you, this is not real, nothing will change." But you must silence him by staying planted in this word until the very end. Do not walk away, for your miracle is hidden in the final lines of this message. God is testing your endurance, He is measuring your faith, and He is saying, "If you trust me now, you will never have to doubt me again." This is the hour of decision, and it will not come again. And there is another truth, one you may not want to hear but must. There is someone close to you, someone whose face you recognize, whose voice you have trusted, who has been a hidden adversary in your life. They are not who they appear to be. Their actions in secret have worked against your progress, their words have poisoned your name, their envy has cursed your blessings. For too long, you have wondered why certain doors would not open, why certain opportunities slipped through your fingers, and you thought perhaps it was your fault. But heaven is revealing to you now, it was not your fault, it was the interference of someone cloaked in false love. Do not be afraid, for Michael has already stripped their influence. Their power over you is broken, and soon their true face will be exposed. When that revelation comes, do not cling to them, do not plead with them, do not mourn what is lost. Let them go, for God is removing what was corrupt to make space for what is divine. My child, your restoration is not coming, it has already begun. Even as you read this, angels are standing in your home, shifting the atmosphere, preparing the ground for sudden harvest. The drought is over. The delay is over. The dry places are being watered, and seeds that seemed dead are sprouting again. Relationships that broke you will be replaced by ones that heal you. Empty hands will be filled. Closed doors will be unlocked. The years the enemy stole will be repaid in double measure, and you will stand in awe, asking, "How is this possible?" And the answer will be simple, because God has declared, "This is the time of my child's redemption." You will no longer walk as one forgotten, but as one chosen. You will no longer cry as one abandoned, but as one beloved. And the world will know, not because you shouted it, but because the evidence will shine from your life like light breaking through the darkest night. Beloved, let me tell you the most hidden secret of all: there is an inheritance waiting for you, one written into your destiny before you were ever born. This inheritance is not just spiritual, but also physical and material. It is wealth, favor, influence, and authority, and it belongs to you by divine right. But for too long, the enemy has kept it locked, convincing you that you were unworthy, distracting you with pain, delaying you with trials. That ends tonight. The key is in Michael's hand, and he is unlocking what was stolen. But the moment is fleeting. If you walk away now, if you ignore this divine alarm, you will leave the key on the ground and walk past your own treasure. Do not do it, beloved. Do not skip, do not turn away, do not let this slip into the shadows. Stay, receive, claim what is yours. Heaven has done its part, now you must do yours. My beloved child, do you feel it even now, the stirring in your chest, the weight pressing upon your spirit, the undeniable pull that says these words are more than human? That stirring is the voice of heaven itself, and Archangel Michael is standing guard beside you as you read, his sword raised, his wings spread wide, his presence blazing like fire. He knows the hour is late. He knows the enemy has been circling, waiting for one final chance to strike. That is why he does not whisper, he cries out. That is why Jesus does not stand at a distance, he presses close, pleading with you to remain, to receive, to refuse to turn away. Because this is not an ordinary word, this is the alarm bell of eternity, the warning and the promise wrapped in one. If you take it lightly, the blessing that hovers within reach will vanish like smoke. If you hold on, however, if you remain, if you believe, then the floodgates will break, and your life will never again look like the valley you have walked through until now. My beloved child, do you feel it even now, the stirring in your chest, the weight pressing upon your spirit, the undeniable pull that says these words are more than human? That stirring is the voice of heaven itself, and Archangel Michael is standing guard beside you as you read, his sword raised, his wings spread wide, his presence blazing like fire. He knows the hour is late. He knows the enemy has been circling, waiting for one final chance to strike. That is why he does not whisper, he cries out. That is why Jesus does not stand at a distance, he presses close, pleading with you to remain, to receive, to refuse to turn away. Because this is not an ordinary word, this is the alarm bell of eternity, the warning and the promise wrapped in one. If you take it lightly, the blessing that hovers within reach will vanish like smoke. If you hold on, however, if you remain, if you believe, then the floodgates will break, and your life will never again look like the valley you have walked through until now. Think of the battles you endured. The betrayals that tore your heart. The times you gave and gave until nothing was left, and yet those you poured into turned their backs. Think of the moments when you had no strength left to fight, and still the world demanded more of you. It was not random. Every pain, every wound, every tear was part of a design, not by God, but by the enemy who saw what you carried. He feared the oil upon your life, he feared the crown waiting on your head, he feared the doors that would open once you walked in your full calling. That is why he tried to destroy you before the hour came. But what he did not calculate is that God never left you alone, even in the silence. When you thought you were abandoned, heaven was storing up justice. When you thought you were forgotten, angels were writing your name in fire. When you thought it was over, the true story was just beginning. That story begins to unfold tonight, but only if you listen, only if you receive, only if you refuse to skip away. Beloved, you must hear this, there are people in your circle who have worn masks. They have spoken sweetly, but their hearts were bitter. They have smiled, but behind the smile was envy that burned like poison. They pretended to be helpers, but in secret they celebrated your setbacks. Heaven has seen them, even when you did not. And now comes the moment of exposure. Michael is drawing back the curtain. Very soon, their intentions will be revealed, and you will see the truth you could not see before. Do not tremble when this happens. Do not cling to those who are removed. It is not a loss, it is a release. For in their place, God is sending those who are genuine, those who are faithful, those who will not betray. Better to lose false friends than to remain bound by their chains. When the exposure comes, remember this moment, for heaven warned you before it arrived. But this is not just about enemies. This is about restoration, restoration of everything the locusts have eaten, everything the thief has stolen, everything that was delayed by schemes of darkness. Beloved, your finances are about to shift. The blockages will break, and streams of provision will come from directions you did not even imagine. Do not be surprised when unexpected money appears, when closed accounts suddenly release, when debts dissolve in ways that make no sense. This is not a trick of chance, it is the repayment heaven has promised. Your health, too, is under divine renewal. The weariness in your body, the sickness that lingered, the aches that made you wonder if you would ever feel whole again, God is touching those places, and what was broken will be mended. Your relationships will also feel the breath of heaven. Where betrayal cut you, God will send loyalty. Where abandonment scarred you, He will send true love. Where loneliness haunted you, He will send companionship that brings peace rather than turmoil. Do not doubt this, for the shift is already unfolding even as you remain in this word. My child, you prayed for confirmation, and here it is. You asked if God still sees you, and here is your proof. You wanted a sign that heaven was not deaf to your cries, and here is the sign. Do not mistake it for coincidence, for nothing in the divine is by chance. You were pulled here because heaven knew that if you missed this message, you would miss your moment. You were pulled here because God's love is relentless, because His mercy chased you even when you tried to give up. You were pulled here because your season of wandering has ended, and the season of fulfillment is dawning. Tonight, the decree has been made, chosen one, your story changes now. The angels are aligning, the atmosphere is shifting, and the book of your destiny is opening to a new chapter written in gold. But the ink has not yet dried, it waits for your choice. Will you believe, or will you walk away? Will you open your hands to receive, or will you close them in fear? This moment demands your answer. And I must tell you, beloved, of the inheritance. Yes, inheritance. For too long you have believed that blessings were only for others. You watched others rise while you stood still. You saw doors open for them while your hands knocked in vain. You began to wonder if perhaps you were not meant to taste goodness, if perhaps your portion was only suffering. But heaven laughs at that lie, for your inheritance is great, and it has been kept safe, reserved, hidden until the right time. That time is now. It is wealth, yes, but not only wealth. It is influence, yes, but not only influence. It is healing, yes, but not only healing. It is the fullness of destiny, authority in the spirit, favor in the natural, joy in the heart, peace in the soul. This is the inheritance of the beloved of God. And the enemy has no claim on it, for the blood of Jesus has sealed it. Michael stands guard over it. All that remains is for you to open your heart and claim what has always been yours. And as heaven moves, let me pause to whisper this in flow. If this divine word already pierces your soul, beloved, then do not walk in darkness tomorrow. Subscribe now, because what is coming next is not random content, but continuation of the prophecy over your life. Each message is a piece of the map, and missing one is like tearing out a page from your destiny's book. Make sure you remain connected, for heaven is not done speaking. And I must tell you, beloved, of the inheritance. Yes, inheritance. For too long you have believed that blessings were only for others. You watched others rise while you stood still. You saw doors open for them while your hands knocked in vain. You began to wonder if perhaps you were not meant to taste goodness, if perhaps your portion was only suffering. But heaven laughs at that lie, for your inheritance is great, and it has been kept safe, reserved, hidden until the right time. That time is now. It is wealth, yes, but not only wealth. It is influence, yes, but not only influence. It is healing, yes, but not only healing. It is the fullness of destiny, authority in the spirit, favor in the natural, joy in the heart, peace in the soul. This is the inheritance of the beloved of God. And the enemy has no claim on it, for the blood of Jesus has sealed it. Michael stands guard over it. All that remains is for you to open your heart and claim what has always been yours. And as heaven moves, let me pause to whisper this in flow. If this divine word already pierces your soul, beloved, then do not walk in darkness tomorrow. Subscribe now, because what is coming next is not random content, but continuation of the prophecy over your life. Each message is a piece of the map, and missing one is like tearing out a page from your destiny's book. Make sure you remain connected, for heaven is not done speaking. Now, beloved, I must press deeper. In the days to come, you will be tested. Not in the way you were before, but in new ways. Opportunities will come, but with them, distractions will also arise. Be wise. Not every door that opens is from God. Some doors are counterfeits, designed to lure you into traps. But if you stay close to this word, if you stay rooted in the presence, you will discern which doors are real and which are false. You will feel peace with the real and disturbance with the fake. Follow peace, for peace is heaven's compass. Do not rush, do not panic, for the right door will not close before you step through. And when you walk through, what waits on the other side will leave you speechless. Promotion beyond your years, favor beyond your efforts, opportunities beyond your qualifications. That is how God moves. He does not bless according to man's measure, He blesses according to His love. My beloved child, listen closely, for every word I speak now carries the vibration of eternity. You have not stumbled into this message by chance, you have been carried here by the wings of destiny itself. There are times when heaven allows silence to test the heart, and then there are times when heaven breaks the silence like thunder, and this is such a moment. Archangel Michael's sword glitters with fire at your side, and Jesus himself bends close to your ear, whispering, pleading, crying out that you do not look away, do not scroll past, do not dismiss what is burning before you. For if you walk away, you will walk away from the very miracle you begged God for in your darkest nights. But if you stay, if you remain, if you open your spirit, then what is hidden will be revealed, and the chapter that begins tonight will outshine every chapter that came before it. My child, can you feel it? The air around you is charged, the atmosphere is shifting, the veil is tearing. Do not doubt, this is your hour. You have carried burdens that were never yours to carry. You have shouldered shame that was thrown on you by others who feared your light. You have endured betrayal from those who should have protected you, and you have been left alone in rooms where you deserve to be celebrated. I saw it all, says the Lord. Every wound, every cry, every injustice was seen by heaven, and none of it will go unanswered. For I am a God of justice, and though man may delay, I never delay beyond the appointed time. That appointed time is now. Michael has sounded the trumpet, and the courts of heaven have issued their verdict. The enemy's hold on you is broken. The chains that bound you are shattered. The accusations that stalked you are silenced. No longer will you walk under the shadow of delay. No longer will you wander in circles. No longer will you live as though you are forgotten. You are seen. You are chosen. You are rising. But listen carefully, beloved. With every rising comes resistance. The enemy knows he has lost you, but that does not mean he will not try to deceive you. He will whisper, this is not real, this is not for you, nothing will change. Do not believe him. For the very reason he is shouting so loudly is because he knows his time is up. He knows the oil of God is pouring on your head. He knows the doors are opening. He knows the angels have surrounded you. Resist him, and he will flee. Believe, and you will see. Stay until the end, and the final word will unlock what you thought was lost forever. My beloved, this is the test of your faith. Will you trust heaven's cry, or will you follow the lie of fear? Choose well, for this choice is not small, it is the turning point of your entire life. Now let me tell you what heaven has prepared. In the coming days, you will begin to notice small signs. A message will arrive at the right moment. A door you thought was closed will swing open. A person you have not heard from in years will suddenly appear. These are not coincidences, they are markers of your shift. The Spirit says, do not ignore the signs. Do not dismiss the small things, for the small will lead to the great. What begins as a whisper will end as a roar. What begins as a trickle will become a flood. This is how I move, says the Lord. I begin in seed form, but I end in harvest. Watch, and you will see it unfold. Stay faithful, and you will walk into promises you once thought were only dreams. And I must tell you, beloved, of the inheritance reserved for you. For too long, you have believed that blessings belong to others. You have celebrated others while secretly wondering why your own hands were empty. But the heavens declare tonight that your portion is not lost, it is preserved. Wealth that was locked is being released. Opportunities that were stolen are being restored. Influence that was buried is being raised. Authority that was denied is being granted. This inheritance is not a reward for perfection, it is a gift of love. And the enemy cannot touch it, for the blood of Jesus has sealed it. Michael guards it even now. All that remains is for you to stretch your hands and claim it with faith. Do not shrink back. Do not say, it is too much for me. For what father withholds good from his child? What king denies inheritance to his heir? You are that heir, beloved. Walk into your portion. And I must tell you, beloved, of the inheritance reserved for you. For too long, you have believed that blessings belong to others. You have celebrated others while secretly wondering why your own hands were empty. But the heavens declare tonight that your portion is not lost, it is preserved. Wealth that was locked is being released. Opportunities that were stolen are being restored. Influence that was buried is being raised. Authority that was denied is being granted. This inheritance is not a reward for perfection, it is a gift of love. And the enemy cannot touch it, for the blood of Jesus has sealed it. Michael guards it even now. All that remains is for you to stretch your hands and claim it with faith. Do not shrink back. Do not say, it is too much for me. For what father withholds good from his child? What king denies inheritance to his heir? You are that heir, beloved. Walk into your portion. Yet, I must also warn you, not every face around you rejoices at your rising. There are those who have smiled at you while secretly cursing your name. There are those who pretended to help while quietly sabotaging your steps. They have worn masks for years, but the time of unmasking has come. Michael has drawn back the curtain, and their hidden deeds will soon be revealed. You will see who truly stands with you and who never did. Do not be afraid of this revelation, for it will not harm you, it will free you. Do not cling to those who are removed, for they are not part of your next chapter. When God clears the room, it is because the blessing cannot be poured out in the presence of false hearts. Let go, and you will gain. Release, and you will receive. For what God removes, He replaces with better. And those He sends next will be loyal, pure, unshakable. They will not betray, they will not envy, they will not harm. They will be divine helpers, sent to lift you higher. My beloved, even now I see your future unfolding like a scroll. The colors of your destiny are brighter than you imagine, the doors wider, the crown heavier. You are not who you used to be. You are not the broken one, the forgotten one, the abandoned one. You are the chosen one, the beloved, the rising flame in the darkness. Heaven itself calls your name. Angels sing over you. Michael defends you. Jesus weeps with joy for you. The Father smiles upon you. This is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of the chapter that will silence every lie spoken against you. Do not doubt. Do not fear. Do not walk away. Stay, beloved, for in the final words of this message lies the key that will unlock everything. My beloved child, there is something I must reveal that goes deeper than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. Every step you have taken, every detour, every heartbreak, every unanswered question was not wasted time. You thought you were wandering aimlessly, you thought you were forgotten in the shadows, but in truth heaven was weaving together a path that only now begins to make sense. Archangel Michael stood silently through your nights of tears, his sword ready though you could not see him, because he knew this moment was coming. And Jesus, who felt the weight of every wound in your heart, carried you when you thought you were standing alone. They watched you endure storms that should have broken you, but instead those storms refined you. And now, in this precise hour, they cry out in one voice that the silence is over and the shift has come. This is not the moment to hesitate, not the moment to doubt, not the moment to look away. This is the hour where you either step into the miracle prepared for you or let it slip into the hands of another. Do not let it slip, beloved. Hold it with everything you have, for it was written for you before the stars were hung in the sky. Think of the weight you have carried, the disappointments that made you question your worth, the people who broke promises, the seasons when your effort seemed wasted. You were tempted to believe you were cursed, tempted to think perhaps you were destined only for pain. But tonight heaven declares the truth. You were never cursed, you were chosen. Chosen ones are attacked hardest, because their light threatens the darkness. Chosen ones are misunderstood most, because their destiny cannot be explained in ordinary language. Chosen ones are betrayed deeply, because their crown is heavy and few can stand near it without envy. Every battle you faced was not proof of God's absence, but proof of your calling. And now the very things that once wounded you will be the evidence of your elevation. The scars that embarrassed you will be your badges of honor. The losses that broke you will become the stage for your restoration. My beloved, heaven is turning your story around, and those who mocked you will marvel, those who left you will regret, and those who stayed will rejoice. I must tell you also of the enemies that were hidden in plain sight. They laughed with you but resented you. They embraced you but plotted against you. Their words to your face were sweet, but their whispers in the dark were poisoned. You suspected but never had proof. Heaven gives you proof now. The mask is tearing, the disguise is unraveling, the truth is rising. Do not fear this exposure, for it will not destroy you, it will free you. It is better to lose false allies than to live surrounded by betrayal. And though it will sting at first, the release will create space for something greater. God is sending those who will love you with purity, who will support you without envy, who will fight for you when you are too weary to fight for yourself. This is the exchange of heaven: falsehood for truth, betrayal for loyalty, brokenness for wholeness. Do not cling to what is removed, for what replaces it will make you grateful for every loss. Beloved, open your spirit wide, because restoration is not trickling, it is flooding. Finances that were blocked are being released, streams of provision are already being set in motion. Do not be surprised when unexpected deposits appear, when debts dissolve, when opportunities for increase fall into your lap without explanation. This is not a coincidence, this is divine repayment. For every night you went hungry in spirit, God is preparing a feast. For every tear that fell, He is giving you double joy. For every humiliation you endured, He is clothing you in honor. For every rejection you faced, He is surrounding you with acceptance. Even your health, which has carried the stress of your struggles, is being renewed. Energy is returning, healing is flowing, and strength is rising in your body. And as your body heals, your soul too will breathe again. No longer crushed by anxiety, no longer chained by fear, no longer haunted by loneliness. You will walk in peace so profound that those who knew your old pain will hardly recognize you. Even now, the Spirit whispers that finances are being reordered. What was blocked is unblocked. What was delayed is released. Debts are dissolving. Hidden provision is appearing. Unexpected opportunities are forming. Do not dismiss the small beginnings, for a single message, a single phone call, a single open door will cascade into rivers of supply. You prayed for breakthrough in secret, heaven answers in public. Those who mocked you for your lack will watch as God pours abundance into your hands. Those who laughed at your struggles will choke on their own envy when they see how high you are lifted. It is not luck, it is not coincidence, it is justice. Divine justice, for all you suffered, is now manifesting as divine overflow. And when the overflow comes, it will not stop with you. You will become a channel for others. What fills your hands will spill into families, communities, generations. That is why your blessing is great. It is not only for you, it is for all who will be touched by your rising. My beloved, I tell you the truth, your body too is being renewed. The weariness that made you drag your feet, the sickness that stole your joy, the pain that weighed you down, God is touching those places. Strength is returning. Energy is rising. Healing is flowing through your veins. You will wake in the morning and feel lighter. You will breathe deeper. You will walk freer. And as your body heals, your soul too will breathe. The anxiety that tormented you will melt. The fear that paralyzed you will dissolve. The loneliness that haunted you will vanish. Peace will flood you in ways you never thought possible. People will look at you and not recognize you, because the glow of heaven will radiate from your very skin. That glow is the mark of the chosen. That glow is the evidence of God's hand. That glow is your portion. You prayed for confirmation, this is it. You begged God to prove He still sees you, this is the proof. You wanted a sign, this is the sign. There is no accident in this timing. Today is not random. This hour is not coincidence. Heaven bent timelines to ensure you would not miss this. You have entered the moment where destiny opens its hand and says, "Here, take what is yours." Will you take it, beloved? Will you believe? Or will you let doubt whisper it away? The enemy's last weapon is your unbelief. He cannot steal anymore, but he can trick you into letting go. Do not be tricked. Hold fast. Believe. Receive. And now, the inheritance. Yes, the inheritance. You have watched others receive, and you wondered if perhaps there was nothing left for you. You celebrated others while secretly grieving your own emptiness. But heaven smiles tonight and says, "Child, yours has been preserved. Wealth is written in your name. Favor is written in your name. Influence is written in your name. Authority is written in your name. It has been guarded by angels, sealed by the blood, and held in waiting by Michael himself. He has the key in his hand, and even now he is unlocking the vault. But he looks to you for the final act. Will you open your hands in faith, or will you keep them closed in doubt? Stretch them, child. Open them wide. Say with your spirit, "I receive what is mine." And as you do, watch the inheritance flow like a flood, unstoppable, undeniable, unshakable. My beloved, let me press even deeper. In the next 7 days, you will see signs that confirm this word. Some will be subtle, some will be shocking, but all will be clear. Pay attention. Do not ignore them. They will be heaven's fingerprints on your life, proof that what you are reading is not empty promise but divine reality. When the signs come, do not dismiss them. A conversation, a message, an unexpected meeting, a door opening, a truth revealed, these are not random. They are heaven's way of saying, "Yes, this is the time, yes, this is the hour, yes, you are chosen." And as you recognize them, your faith will ignite. That faith will draw the blessing faster, pull it closer, magnify it greater. For faith is the magnet of heaven. Believe, and it manifests. Doubt, and it delays. Choose belief.